This is Newkirk Precinct, and spawning in the bottom left-hand position as the orange Terran. God himself, it's Flash.
His opponent spawning on the bottom right position as the blue Zerg. His name is Soulkey, Kim Min Cho, playing for his CJ Stars, and he needs to get the all-kill to make sure that his team can win the finals.
Like you mentioned earlier, this is a player that when he debuted, he got an all-kill.
Yes, he did.
So, I mean, he is certainly capable of pulling this off. Flash, certainly the hardest obstacle in his way, so I guess like climbing a mountain, if he can manage to get to the summit, he should be able to, you know, finish the hike without too much of an issue. But, I mean, Jaedong, Bisu, you can't underestimate them. They're still amazing players, and, you know, Soulkey still has to win 3 matches. That's just the reality of things.
I have to say, I mean, I don't know if it was exactly the debut or one of the first matches that Soulkey played on the broadcast, but he was able to, you know, take solid victories.
Oh, I think they're talking about how that huge space there is being changed in the new Pro League map.
Or just showcasing how amazing the building is with that lights over there.
I highly doubt that. Basically, what T.B.L.S has done is they've slightly modified this map for the next round of Pro League. And there's going to be a lot more space below that bottom watchtower, as well as ramps into the fourth bases on each side of the map there. So.
And they also have a huge Terran logo.
Yeah, there's also a nice Terran logo, man. It's pretty cool looking. It's got some wolves in it. It's a little bit gold. It's got some red. It's pretty neat. And of course, Flash going for his normal fast CC before barracks build, and Soulkey, he is opting to go for hatchery, gas, then pool, so playing it very, very greedy.
Just going for the speed first to make sure that he doesn't die to rebirths.
Yep.
You know, now it just became standard for the Zerg players. When we saw Wings of Liberty, they just go for the spawning pool, and they started getting the gas when they wanted to go for the lair and get the speed a little bit later because they don't need it as much early in the game unless they wanted to go for a big push.
Yep. I guess they really are showcasing the buildings here.
Well, I don't know if you noticed it, but when I loaded up the map,
yeah, those building chunks are actually smaller.
Much smaller.
Yeah. So there's a lot more open space. I think it's gonna that puck third is actually gonna become the 4th base now, and players are gonna take the base north of their natural a lot more on the changed version of the map.
Now Flash just going inside the main base, scanning around, seeing the regular, you know, gas over there, spawning pool over here, and just going out of the base.
Yeah, everything pretty standard so far. So what do you think about Terran vs. Zerg on this map specifically?
I mean, there's some, because the buildings that we have right now are so small, there's going to be a small choke area. So if Flash can utilize that, put the Widow Mines in perfect position, and if Soulkey does not be careful, Soulkey can throw away chunks of army at one.
I like that you said chunks of army, because that's actually completely true. Literally, chunks of his army are going to get blown up if he gets too close to those Widow Mines.
I mean, if I could compare this to Brood War, think of it as putting a spider mine on a ramp. All the probes are walking on the ramp, and there's one single solid over there. It kills every single probe. And the probes cannot run away because it's a small choke.
Of course, worker units in Brood War could not be hit by the Widow Mines because they were classified as hover units. So, little known fact there for you guys.
Actually, it did not target any workers at all. I mean, every single worker was considered hovering around. So, and we have a starport for Flash. So what do you think Flash is going to go for?
Well, he's getting a tech lab on, so we could see some fast Banshee play from him. That's possible. We did see a lot of Hellion into Banshee play towards the later stages of Brood War. Of course, popularized by players such as MVP. He liked to use that build a lot, certainly. So it is possible you could see the Banshee opening coming around once again, just to kind of try to throw Soulkey off guard. But Soulkey, he's got a lot of units here, a lot of Zerglings coming in, and Flash, he has to be very careful and micro those Hellions perfectly. That ramp, it's pretty wide.
Well, I think Flash has some idea right now because he pulled back the Hellions to the ramp as soon as he saw a few extra Zerglings, and even pulling the SCVs at a perfect time, walling himself in. And now he has enough Hellions to move out and kill the Zerglings, but he also needs to make sure that he does not get surrounded.
All right, so Flash feeling a little bit uneasy. He was really smart, pulled his units back, didn't really lose too much there. So overall, pretty even. Soulkey did have to invest a lot of larva into those Zerglings there, and they didn't particularly do too much, but they did at least halt Flash's economy for a little bit of time. Now, we do have Cloak on the way with a Banshee that's going to be heading over to Soulkey's base, and I don't think he's going to build any Spore Crawlers.
Yeah, he saw the number of Hellions, and I think he's more focused on getting the upgrades out for the Zerglings to make sure that he could take out the Hellions with the speed, get a perfect surround on them, and get... Okay, there we go. Now he's getting a Spore, so it's a little bit more normal for Zergs to get Spore Crawlers during this time, because there's two things that Terrans can do. One is the, like you said, Wings of Liberty style, the Banshee, Cloak Banshee play. The second is the Widowmine drops. They also need to watch out for that, and they need the vision to make sure that they can scout the units.
Alright, so it looks like Flash moving around on the map, trying to grab any of those things, and he's able to grab a few of them there. But the Banshee, it's coming in here. Cloak is completed, but the looks like the Spore Crawlers are already down. It looks like Flash is not going to be able to catch Soulkey off guard.
Yes, but he is outside of the range from the Spore to hit the spawning point, and he's going to need to reposition the Spore Crawler, but Soulkey also needs to be careful because now the Hellions are at the path between the natural and the third base, and now he's going to try to roast the Zerglings. The Zerglings are not in good position to deal with the Hellions.
Yeah, there's actually not enough Zerglings to deal with that amount of Hellions now, and more Zerglings are trying to join the fight here, but it's just not enough. Flash, it looks like he's going to be able to do a lot of damage to this third base here.
And look at this, there is a Spore Crawler, but there's only one queen. Zerglings coming from the back, trying to get the Hellions, but the Hellions are in perfect position, trying to get into small chokes, but Flash just running around and losing a lot of Hellions at the end.
Yeah, he actually, looks like Soulkey was able to clean this up pretty well, but he lost a lot of Zerglings in the process. 24 more in production right now. None of these have even been able to turn into Banelings, which is what I think Soulkey would eventually want to get in this game.
So now he's going for the Spire tag, and Soulkey just moving around the map with the Zerglings and trying to see if Flash took a really early third base, which something that he's known for.
Yeah, I have to say, this feels a lot like a Wings of Liberty style game here. Nice pickup on that supply depot really quickly there. Almost let some Zerglings in. Flash, too quick for that. There we go. Widowmines are on the way, so we will finally get to see some Heart of the Swarm action here. Also, the Spire will be completed soon, and we'll get to see those Mutalisks that have, of course, the increased regeneration and HOTS as well in action.
Flash is getting additional barracks. He's gonna pump out so many units. Now Soulkey knows what his opponent is going for, so he knows that it's not going to be a mech play.
Of course, mech not the best choice in Heart of the Swarm nowadays due to the fact that the Swarm hosts and the Vipers are so good at countering that mech style. I think we're going to be moving into more of a macro game here because Soulkey, you know, he's really focusing a lot on his upgrades, his economy, getting another hatchery down. The Baneling Nest Flash, of course, you know, getting some Widowmines for defense. We saw him build a crap ton of barracks a little bit earlier on that, of course, Soulkey scouted. So, yeah, we're just going to, you know, sit back for a little bit and see a large macro game go into play here.
There's nothing inside the bunker, and the Widowmines are out of position now. The Hellions arrive in time, and the Zerglings will actually run away. But Soulkey needs to... Okay, he's getting the Mutas out. This is perfect because Flash, when he plays a TvZ, once you get a certain point in the game where Flash is saturated in 3 bases, he just starts making infinite amount of Marines, starts harassing at multiple locations around the map, and the Zerg players cannot pay attention. So Soulkey seems like he doesn't want to give Flash that time to get those medevacs out, get those Marines out, and he wants to be a little more aggressive than the other Zerg players.
Absolutely. He does want to be more aggressive, and with the Mutas out on the map now, it looks like they're going to go straight for Flash's main base. Does he have missile turrets there? He does have some building right now, so I think he will be okay against this attack here. But how much damage can Soulkey really do with them?
Well, even if Soulkey doesn't do that much damage, if he takes out 1 or 2 turrets and even showing the Mutas, Flash is now put in the defensive position. He also knows that he cannot go for the medevac drops because one wrong drop and the medevac full of Marines is going to get toasted right away. So it pretty much shuts down Flash's medevac play, and Soulkey is in a much better position now. He's even going for infestors to make sure that he doesn't die to the medevacs, and it seems like he wants to take out the rock and close it off.
All right, so Soulkey just being annoying here, but Flash doesn't even care. He's moving out on the map. He has a good amount of Widow Mines, Marines, Banshees, Hellions, Medivacs. What a diverse army here.
But Soulkey, he was waiting for this time. Now he's going to go for the counterattack. Zergling's going towards the third base and Flash pulling back his units. This also delays Flash's push and taking out the command center in the middle of the map.
Yeah, that's actually very cost efficient for Soulkey there. He did lose a few units, but delaying that fourth base definitely worth it for him. Flash having pretty impressive supply depot walls at his main and natural. 2 command centers being built right now, and a hive on the way for our Zerg player, along with more Zerglings and Banelings. But the 2-2 is just about to complete for Flash, and I think he's going to go for a push here. But Soulkey, not interested in the push. He just wants the constant encounter and force the Terran to make tough decisions.
Well, he knows that with the amount of Marines and with the Widow Mines and Flash's micro, if he tries to headbutt into Flash's army, there's a huge chance that he's going to lose the game. So that's why Soulkey is going for the third base. He knows that if he goes head-on, he's going to lose. So what do? You just go around, attack the economy, and force Flash back.
Uh-oh, looks like another one of these command centers is going to be force canceled. Flash does cancel it in time, so he at least gets the 300 minerals back from that. Flash at 180 supply compared to the 166 from our Zerg player, but we have a big attack. Flash, is he paying attention?
Well, the Zerglings went first, and the Banelings did not do anything. So, and with the Widow Mines clearing out tons of Zerglings, Soulkey, he bought enough time to get the units out, but he just didn't engage well.
And like that, a lot of creep has been taken out here. Soulkey's still doing a good job at denying Flash's fourth base with a pocket of units here, but I think eventually Flash is going to be able to scare them away, killing off the Banelings that were trying to be morphed as well. So now, Flash is going to move into drop mode.
Yes, and with Soulkey not making extra mutas, he needs to make sure that his main base is completely well defended. Now, the fourth base of Soulkey getting attacked right now, and Flash pulling back at the last second with the medevac full of army. But there's also 2 Cloak Banshees attacking the fourth base and also in the main base. So Widow Mines are going to go for the drones. Is Soulkey paying attention? If not, all of those drones could get toasted. Runs away just in time.
Oh, and a fungal actually being used to reveal those Widow Mines and do damage to them. Also, Flash, he has been able to secure his expansion, getting more command centers at the moment, doing a good amount of damage with these drops, but Soulkey is still able to hold on, getting a lot of upgrades of his own. The Ultralisk Cavern being built, as well as the Adrenal Glands upgrade for those Zerglings, and getting a few amount of Marines there.
Yes, he was able to defend against a few of those drops, but now this is a point where Soulkey needs to start paying attention. He was so divided between the fourth base and the main base, and he needs to scout the drop in the main base while also dealing with the attack at the front. This is what Flash is amazing at in TvZ.
Flash going for multiple drops at once. 2 are going to be going to that natural there, and we also have the main army of Flash in the middle of the map being taken out by Soulkey. But will that even matter? This fourth base, it's going to go down. The hatchery falls. The drones have to run over to the third base, and it looks like Flash has done what he wanted to do.
Flash just amazing. He has a hand speed to do it, and he's just utilizing to his fullest potential, just attacking 5 places at once. You know, if your opponent attacks 5 places at once, as a player, you need to defend 5 places at once at the same time, and also plan ahead. Make sure that your opponent cannot go for extra attacks. And Soulkey, he's able to defend against some of the drops, but not against all of them.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time, I feel, before Soulkey starts to prey victim, but amazing fungal on all of those medevacs. Will he be able to take them all out? I think a lot of them are very low on health right now. 2 are able to fall, but we have another drop happening, and then a huge attack in the middle of the map here, but the Hellbats are able to completely decimate the Zerglings and Banelings there. Another drop at the natural, doing a lot of damage. More reinforcements coming from Flash here. Soulkey, his defenses, they're starting to crumble.
He's saying Terran is completely in by GG, and T.B.L.S wins the tournament with a score of 4-1 against CJ Stars.
Flash breaking a smile for the first time of the day. He won his match, and he's looking pretty happy for that victory. High-fiving all of his teammates and the Team 8 coach, of course. So there you have the score for the one. T.B.L.S is able to defeat CJ Stars. Normally, the first place team in Pro League, it looks like they can't stand to the combined might of the foremost dominant Brood War players.
A lot of people have been saying if this was a Brood War match, then it will be one-sided until the finals, and all of the scores will be 4-0 to T.B.L.S's favor. And some people were skeptical, saying I don't think Tepping Nissan could pull it off in StarCraft 2. Well, here you go. They won the whole tournament with a 4-1 victory against CJ Stars. Even these players like Bisu, who has performed well in Rings of Liberty, doing little better in Heart of the Swarm.
Yeah, I think that was actually